Hello everyone and welcome back to Rice Fix. And in this video we will be replacing this Hyundai i10 brake pads and I will do a little bit of servicing of the brakes. So let's start the video.
Stop till I wear the crown. I swear to God they don't let me down. I always fought just to win the crown.
So to carry out these repairs, I will use this socket set from Taparia. If you want a similar socket set like this, then I will put a link in the description. You can go there and check it out. It is a very good socket set. I am using it from past 6 to 7 years. This is like an investment, guys, if you want to buy this thing. So let's move on with the video. The first thing is you'll have to come inside the car and pull the handbrake. And if your car tire is not facing forward, then adjust it and make it facing forward. Then you'll have to take out these 4 nuts. For that you will need a 21mm socket. Put the socket inside, put these extensions on it, and by using a long pipe like the one which I am using here, loosen the nut. I am using a long pipe here because when you use a long pipe it becomes easy to loosen the nut no matter how tight your nut is, because this long pipe gives the leverage and the nut comes out very easily. So like this, loosen all these 4 nuts, but don't take them out completely. Then take a jack and put the car on the jack stand. You can even use the jack which comes with the car. I am using a hydraulic jack here. Just because I have this jack I am using it, but you don't need this thing. So once my car comes up, I will put the jack stand or the XL stand in position. If you want a stand like this, then I will put a link of that also in the description. You can go there and check it out. Now keep in mind that this jack stand is a 2-ton jack stand and you can only put the light motor vehicles on this. So the next thing what you'll have to do is take out all the nuts which you had loosened earlier. And once you take all of them out, you'll have to kick the tire like this for it to get separated from the hub. And once it gets separated, take the tire out completely like this and put it under the car for double safety. Now once you take out your tire, you will come to know which side the caliper is. Now according to that, you will have to turn your tire so that you can work on it nicely. On some cars it is on the back side. On this car it is on the front side, as you all can see. So I'll have to turn the tire accordingly. Now once I turn this tire, as you all guys can see, now I can work on it very easily. Now this is my disc caliper, and this disc caliper will have a hole in the middle like this. I'm putting my finger, as you can see. If you put a torch and look inside, then you can find out how much disc pad is left of yours. So before replacing the disc pad, you can check in this hole if it is time to replace your disc pads. As you can see here, I have little meat left on my disc pad, but I'm getting a very poor brake response. That's why I'm replacing them. And as you all guys can see, the rotor is rusted all round. For that also I will do some protection. So come on, let's open it now. So to open this, you will have to take out this bolt, and to take out this bolt you will have to use a 12mm socket. So put the 12mm socket and take out this bolt. So here comes out my bolt. So once you take out this bolt, and when you pull the caliper up like this, now you will have to keep it like this by holding with one hand. And while you are holding that, you will have to use a screwdriver and put it in between the rotor and the disc pad, and just slide the pad outside like how I am doing here. So once you slide it, the pad will come out easily like this. So here comes out my one pad. Now I will take out the pad from the other side in a similar manner. Put the screwdriver in between and slide the pad outside like this. So here comes out my other pad. So both of my pads are out now. Now keep them aside. Now if you notice that there is a clip on the disc pad, the job of this clip is, once your disc pad gets over till the clip will start to grind against the rotor, which will give you a strange sound. It is to indicate that your disc pads are over and it is time to replace. So once you hear a squeaking or a scratching noise from your disc for the first time, it means that your disc pad is over and this clip has started to grind against the rotor, and you will have to replace your disc pads as soon as possible. Now if you don't replace your disc pads even when you hear the sound, then after a while there are chances that your entire rotor will get spoiled, which you will never want. Then you must have noticed that my rotor here is all rusted. So I will tell you what to do about this. If you found this video interesting, then consider subscribing to my channel and press the bell icon so that you will never miss my next video. So come on, let's continue the video. Now the next thing what you will have to do is separate this caliper completely from the rotor, because I will be doing a slight servicing of this caliper. You can hear the noise which it is making. It is slightly rough. So to take that out, first take a wire or a rope and pass it through the strut, and once you pass that, you will have to slide the caliper and take it out completely like this. And once you take that out, put the wire inside this hole like this, like how I did here, and tie it on top here. I am tying this up because if I just leave it, then it will just hang and will create unnecessary strut stress on my fluid pipe, which can even do a fluid leakage, which I don't want. My fluid system is up to the mark, so I don't want to touch that at the moment. So just because I don't want my brake line to be under stress, I'm tying up the caliper like this. So I will tie it on top like this so that there will be no pressure on my fluid line. Now I will take a wire brush. I will put a link of this also in the description. Now I will use this wire brush to sand this rotor wherever it is rusted. So scrape off all the rust which is there on the rotor, like how I am doing here. If you don't have a metal brush, then you can even use a 80 grit sandpaper. So after scraping it nicely, blow all the dust out with pressured air. If you don't have pressured air, then no problem, you can even use a cloth to wipe it off and blow the dust out with your mouth. So once you do that, I will make use of this brake cleaner spray. I will put a link of this spray also in the description. This is a brake cleaner spray, so I will spray this on my disc rotor and clean my disc rotor. You don't have to wipe anything after spraying this. This spray will automatically clean your entire disc rotor. Now you will have to put a masking tape and cover your rotor. I am doing this because I will be applying a high heat resistant coating wherever my rotor is rusted. While I am spraying the coating should not get settled where the disc pads will touch the rotor. So to avoid that, I am doing a masking here. So keep in mind that you will have to do this masking on both the sides. And once you do the masking, I will spray this high heat silencer coating on this rotor. This is a 3M silencer coating. So before spraying, shake the can well like this. This coating is meant for the silencer, and you know how hot the silencer gets. So you will have to spray a high heat coating like this here on the rotor, because the rotor gets very hot and the ordinary paint will not stay for too long on these rotors. You don't even need a primer before applying this coating. The only thing you'll have to do is sand the surface well and do good cleaning of it. Preparing the surface is very important, and once you prepare the surface well, you can spray this coating very easily like this. You can even spray 2 coats. All that totally depends on you. So once you are done spraying the coating, you will have to take out the masking as soon as possible. And once you take out the masking, there will be some spray which will be settled on the side of the rotors, because I did not cover it well. See that you cover it well. If I had covered it well, then it would have not settled on the sides. So because of that, I will use a thinner and wipe off the rotor from the sides like this and take out all the overspray which is settled on my disc rotor. See that you cover it well if you don't want to go through this procedure. By wiping it with a thinner, it will come out very easily because it is still wet. So once you are done wiping, your rotor will look something like this. And as you can see how nice it is looking now. All the rust is gone at the moment. So this protection is enough for the moment. So the next thing, I will take out the pad clips. There will be one clip at the bottom like this, and there will be one clip on top. So take a screwdriver and pry out both the clips like this. And once you take out both the clips, now I will go in my kitchen sink. And as you all guys can see, sometimes you'll have to use your kitchen sink as well. So go in your kitchen sink and take a dishwash soap and clean the clips thoroughly like this with a Scotch Brite. So once you wash both the clips, your clips will look something like this. So before putting them back, take a wire brush and scrape off all the dust wherever the clip sits. Clean the surface nicely. And once you are done scraping, blow all the dust out with pressured air. And once you are done cleaning at the bottom and on top, put the pad clips back in position by pressing it like this. They should get nicely pressed like this. Don't panning while putting them back. They should fit well into the position. And once you put back both these clips, rotate the rotor and check if it is touching the clips. If it is touching, then adjust your clips again. So the next challenge which you will face is the piston on the caliper will be out slightly. It happens because my pads were already worn out half the way. This piston comes out as your disc pads get over. Now you will have to push the piston back inside, otherwise the new pads will not fit inside the caliper. So for that, luckily I have a tool. This is a Suzuki XS valve removing tool which I will use here. So as you all guys can see, one tool you can use in multiple places as and how needed. So put a old brake pad like this in position, then place your tool and tighten it. As you tighten it, your piston will go inside, and as you all guys can see how my piston is going back inside. And once that goes inside, your job is done. And as you can see, the piston is inside now. Now the next thing that you'll have to do is the slider pin on which your caliper sits. There you will have to apply grease. Now you will have to be extremely careful here, because the grease should not touch the rotor. If the grease settles on the rotor, then all your brake performance will go down and even your brake pads will get spoiled. So be very careful while doing this. Now this bolt which we had taken out, the caliper slides on that. Put grease on that as well, but see that you don't apply grease on the threaded part. If the grease is settled on the threaded part, then wipe it off with a tissue paper. At the moment, just keep it on the side. Now these are my new disc pads. They have cost me around 750 rupees. So let's open them up and check how they look like. These are aftermarket disc pads. These are not the original disc pads. In one box you will get a pair of disc pads with which you can change both the front tire disc pads. So one more important thing I want to tell you all guys here is, if you are replacing the disc pads, then see that you replace both the front tires. If you don't do that, then while applying brakes your car will move on one side, because the bite will be more on one side of the car because of the new pads. So to avoid that and to get a good response of the brakes, replace both front tire disc pads together. So if I touch both the disc pads, you can see the difference between the old pad and the new pad. You can see how fat the new ones are. So I will put this new disc pads in position now, but before that you will have to apply grease on the back side of your disc pads. So apply grease like this on the back side of the disc pads and the part of the disc pads which go inside the clips. For that also you will have to apply a little bit of grease so that they can slide easily. But see that you don't apply grease on the front side of the disc pads. If you apply grease on the front side of the disc pads, then it will be a most foolish thing to do, because your front side should be completely dry. Now if possible, apply a little bit of grease on the clips where the pads sit, but there is a risk here that the grease might settle on the rotor. So to avoid that, apply grease on the pads itself. Now check on which side you will have to put the pad and put the pad in position. Now once you are done putting one pad back, put grease on the other pad as well and place that pad also in position. So here both my pads are in position now. Now the next thing that I will do is, the wire which I have tied to my caliper, I will leave that now, because now I will put my caliper in position. So leave the wire and slide the caliper like this on the slider pin and put it in position. Now all the parts are nicely greased, so it will easily slide inside. Now there is still one more thing that you will have to do. You will have to come on the bottom side of the caliper, and once you come at the bottom, you will have to use a screwdriver and push this rubber on one side like this and slide the caliper inside like this. So once your caliper goes inside in position like this, the bolt which we had taken out, we will put it back now. But before putting it back, I will apply Loctite on the threading so that this bolt will not come out because of vibration. After applying Loctite, put the bolt in position and tighten it properly. Once you tighten it properly, the wire which you had passed through your strut, see that you take it out completely and keep it on side. And with this, you are done replacing brake pads on one side. Now use the same procedure and replace the brake pads on other side as well. Now let's take a look inside how it looks like now, and as you all guys can see how the brake pad looks like now. So you all guys know now how it looks like after changing the brake pads. So put back your tire and your one side job is done. So I'm hoping that you like the video. If you like the video, then do like and share the video, and see that you subscribe to my channel and press the bell icon so that you will never miss my new video. Till then, this is Raisen Fernandez signing out. Until we meet again.
Stop till I wear the crown.